What's up, squad? It's Moon Mission, and today we're gonna go all the way in on a coin called Neo. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty of whether this coin is a moon mission or a doom mission. Let's check it out. What is Neo? Well, Neo began life as ant shares in 2014. Neo was China's first ever open source blockchain, also created as a response to Ethereum. Lots of people are calling it the ETH of China. The primary aim of Neo is to become a digital, decentralized, and distributed platform for non-digital assets through the use of smart contracts. This means that the goal is to become a digital alternative for asset transfers that are currently non-digital. An example would be paying rent using a smart contract that triggers automatically once a month instead of setting up a bank payment. Now, what sets Neo apart? Well, it's because Neo, unlike many other coins, is indivisible, which means Neo will always be one share, and thus cannot be divided in the same way other coins can, like for example Bitcoin. This might be a problem in the future when Neo's value increases, but exchanges already have their methods of dividing the coin. The way exchanges do this is they allow you to have fractions of Neo on their wallets, but it's a different story if you transfer them outside of that exchange. If you transfer them to your Neo wallet, those fractions will remain on the exchange and won't be moved to your private wallet. So for instance, you had 6.72 Neo. If you try to move them outside of the exchange, you will only see 6 Neo in your wallet, and the 0.72 will be left on your exchange. From what I see, Neo seems to have a pretty sizable team. They have 2 co-founders, Da Hongfei and Eric Zhang. I won't be going through the whole team because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mispronounce a couple of those names. So I'll just scroll down and save myself the embarrassment. Now, the platform involves 2 different tokens. Neo and Gas are the cryptocurrencies that drive the Neo network. Both Neo and Gas are capped at 100 million tokens each. While holding Neo, you can start generating gas automatically as more blocks are generated by the construction of the blockchain. With every new block generated, 8 gas are distributed for all 100 Neo in existence. It's set up like a dividend-like system, like the ones they use in normie stock trading, and can accumulate at 3% yearly dividends given out daily. You just need a compatible wallet, and actually a lot of exchanges allow for gas dividends. Another thing to consider, squad, is that the gas generation rate is expected to skyrocket after decentralization. Current block times are around 23 seconds, but the Neo developers claim that once decentralization comes about and the launch of their project, it will get around to 15 seconds per block. And they say their end game is around 3 to 5 seconds, which will mean a lot of dividends for us. Well, for those who invest, of course. They have a key feature which has a lot of people hyped, me included, which is Neo employs a consensus mechanism called Delegated Byzantine Fault Tolerance, or the acronym being DBFT. Participants in the system are able to designate certain nodes as bookkeepers. A bookkeeper node must maintain a minimum balance of Neo and meet certain performance requirements. With DBFT and some other key optimizations, Neo claims to be able to handle over 1,000 transactions per second, with a goal of optimization over 10,000 transactions per second. Now, compare that to Ethereum's current rate of 15 transactions per second. Seems kind of menial in comparison, doesn't it? Okay, let's get to partnerships. I'm joking. True mooners like us are looking for stable platforms, practical use cases, etc. The era of partnerships on paper is over. Too much room for scams and trickery, really, to be honest. I've seen too many scam partnerships. It's kind of insane in the space right now, so I would advise you guys not to really pay attention to partnerships too much, unless it's game changing, to be honest. But even then, I'd be pretty skeptical. Now, getting to wallets and exchanges. Neo has its own wallet, I believe, called the Neon wallet. I'm not sure if they made it themselves or were involved in the development process in some shape or form, but I don't think the name is a coincidence. Neon wallet. In terms of exchanges, Neo is listed on basically all the exchanges. Now for you guys to see the list yourselves, I will be on the exchanges page so you can scroll down and look at it yourselves. Take a look at which exchanges that you want to join and trade Neo on. Personally, for exchanges, I only use Binance and Bittrex. But for this case, I would avoid Bittrex because I've heard some terrible news about them holding your NEO hostage in some shape or form. An interesting bit of news is that Coinbase may be adding NEO in the future. This addition may be very good because usually when coins are listed on Coinbase, they get a slight pump. This may only be a short-term boost, but a good boost nevertheless. Now, let's get the claims. Apparently, the development team claims that NEO is not forkable in the sense that you cannot have two chains exist simultaneously on the NEO network. An example of a fork would be Bitcoin, where a chain could split if two blocks are made at the same block height and is propagated throughout the network. There, miners can choose which chain they would like to mine. The developers claim, though, in NEO, that cannot happen. If another block is propagated amongst the network, this chain will instantly die, so it cannot be forked. That's a major claim on NEO, a good one at that. We'll see in the future. It's time. Let's load up the FUD missiles, boys. Honestly, there's not much FUD that I see for NEO. I've been scrounging around the net for a bit, and I have yet to see any major FUD. NEO's main FUD is that it may be heavily tied down by China and its movement in the Chinese market. And also, many fear that it's too linked to Ethereum's success. For those unaware, FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But usually people use it to just spread fake news about certain coins and whatnot to get those with weak hands to let go of their bags. It's a common tactic in the crypto sphere right now. Considering how hard it was to find FUD for NEO, I think it's a testament to how solid a project this is. Now, we're going to talk about community morale. The community, from what I've seen, is still pretty positive and are still active, especially on Reddit, despite the crash and many crypto doomers. Now, let's look at market movement. As you can see here on CoinMarketCap, NEO is at $6.75 currently, as of December 19th, 2018. It's currently ranked 18 out of all cryptocurrencies right now. The market cap right now is at $438,669,025 USD. Volume is currently at $144,315,525 USD. Circulating supply right now is at 65 million. The total supply of NEO is at 100 million. The max ever supply is at 100 million. Let's look at highs and lows. Pre-crash, NEO peaked at around $190. Post-crash, we've seen prices as low as $5.50. Now, based off this information, let's look at price potentials. In this channel, I only look at realistic potentials that have been reached in the past. So, our benchmark for this will be the $190 peak. Let's do some quick calculations, squad. If we divide the peak of $190 by the low of $6.75, in our calculations, we will get 28.14. So roughly 28. Now, you ask, what does that 28 stand for? Well, squad, that stands for potential gains. That stands for 28 times what you put in currently. So say for instance, you put in $1 today, and once it gets back to the peak, and I'm not talking if, because we're mooners here, once it gets back to its peak, you will have $28. So that $1 you invested, you have had made $27 from that $1. Now imagine mooners, just imagine you put in, say, $1,000. That would be a profit of $27,000, mooners. And that's just a realistic number, because we've seen these numbers already. This isn't a potential based off nothing. Now, whether you want to stick it out for a bigger gain in the future, past the peak, I don't know. But for now, we're talking about realistic peaks, numbers that were seen before. So think about it, squad. Fair warning, in this channel, we don't go over the intricacies of the market cap, volume, circulating supply, total supply, etc. because frankly, I leave that to the TA pseudoscientists, charlatans. But I can tell you the basics in general. All you need to know is the higher the market cap, the more heavily a coin is traded. That the lower circulating supply, the better for growth usually, aside from some exceptions like Ripple, which are super popular. 24-hour volume is usually a dead giveaway for garbage coins or scam coins. You will see this when the volume is either too low or too high compared to the market cap in a single day. All right, Moon Squad. it's time for me to give my opinion and verdict on NEO. Honestly, I personally had the highest hope in NEO, almost more so than ETH because of its heavy ties to China and the Chinese market. Why, you ask, I'm taking a piece of commonly used FUD as a positive? Well, simple. It's because the Chinese market is absolutely massive. I mean massive. Game-changing. More so than I would say the US is or any Western entity. And I believe, honestly, truly, that if this coin is the chosen one by Chinese crypto governing officials and they decide to shill it, we are talking a major change in the crypto space. So major, I wouldn't be surprised if NEO breaks top 5 in all of cryptocurrency. I also think that their DBFT technology is revolutionary because of the fact that it will combat rising mining costs. Not to mention, I personally think mining at the moment is a huge waste of resources, and that we should move on from mining ASAP. Now, DBFT is cool and all, but it's not the end game for NEO, in my opinion. What it does, however, is demonstrate that the core team has tremendous insights. The thing with blockchain is that it will never excel while user experience sucks, and that goes for most things. People don't want to buy into something that is hard to use. That's just the simple basics of economy, you know? It's the simple basics. And forks and confirmations are definitely not friendly for your general user, your general normie. Normies don't want to have to figure out which one's the real coin. They don't want to have to go through hours and hours of confirmations. We're not going to get mass adoption that way. And saying this, I expect we see many more projects adopting BFT-based consensus approaches in the future. Okay, it wouldn't be a proper moon mission without me mentioning the potential gains. And quite frankly, one of the main reasons I like this coin and will shill it to my deathbed is the gains. Well, at least the potential gains. See, I invest in projects with what I perceive as the most potential for returns. And really, all I think of when this coin comes to mind is what color Lambo I'm gonna get the next moon mission. Seriously, fellow mooners, 30x potential gain when it comes back to the all-time high, which it will. I won't get into the explanation of why, because a true mooner would know, okay? We don't waste time on doomers here. Though, that's not to say I'm not invested into projects that can change the world, which I believe NEO can do. I just know this project is very worthy of my time, and I can't really think of any other project more worthy of my time than NEO. For the future of this coin, NEO's not going anywhere other than straight to the moon, boyos. Yes, Fudster's gonna FUD, and yes, Doomster's gonna doom. But to me, I don't care. To us, we don't care. We believe in the future of NEO. We believe in the future of cryptocurrency. To add on to the fact that this is also, from what I see, the most undervalued DApp platform. Price will most certainly reach the all-time high in the future, so I'm not selling any of my positions anytime soon. Despite the fall of prices, my belief in NEO didn't crash. The white paper regularly being updated gives me some peace of mind also. And also the other simple fact that they can't create an infinite amount of coins like cough cough Bitcoin, where there's no scarcity at all, where the coins here are actually finite. That guarded my attention from the start. Considering all of this, Moon Squad, I give this my moon stamp of approval. To the Moon Squad, to the moon. Alright Moon Squad, thanks for watching my first moon mission. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's moon mission. And remember, Icos are banned on the moon also.